What's up, everybody? It's I Love Life, and I'm here to discuss what I think our Raiders season is going to look like. Now, I'm a guy that likes to end things on a positive note, so I'm going to start off with what I think our team needs to be correcting. First off, there's Derek Carr. Now, I'm going to mention him in my positives, don't get me wrong, but for the negatives, I don't like how he's gutsy with the ball. What I mean by that is he throws it too deep, and sometimes he throws it at the wrong time. One play that stands out to me is when he played against the Chiefs at home, and instead of taking the sack, he threw it to Josh Maga, I think, and the Raiders ended up losing that game. Now, number two is our team secondary. Now, I'm not trying to talk trash, but one guy that I'm surprised he's still on the team is DJ Hayden. Our team's pass coverage isn't the worst though, but certainly needs improvement. Overall, I would give it like a C- or a D+. However, I will note this: TJ Carey plays a factor. I think, in my opinion, if he played against the Steelers, they would have won that game. And David Anderson, he's emerging. I saw an article it's something like he got better because he stopped playing video games as much, or stopped playing them. I don't remember, but you know what? Kudos to him for acknowledging the area that he needs to improve in and getting better in that area. So, yeah. Another concern is Amari Cooper. I'm going to mention him on positives, but I just don't like how he drops the ball in crucial moments. Like against the Chiefs too. I remember when it was 4th and 2, and Derek Carr threw the ball to him, and if I remember correctly, he was wide open and dropped the ball. So, as good as he is, which I will get onto very soon, he just needs to get better hands. But those are the only 3 concerns that stand out to me. Now onto the positives. First off, where I just left off, Amari Cooper. For all the bad plays that he made, he's made even more good plays. One that stands out to me is when he had that 70-yard bomb against the Ravens, and they won that game. Gosh, I've never seen a receiver that has the breakaway speed that he has. I've never seen a receiver like that on live TV in the NFL. So, I'm looking forward to Mark Cooper making some more plays this year. There's also, I'm going to give Derek Carr a little bit of a mention that he has, although for as much as this means, he's been the best quarterback they've had since Rich Gannon. And I feel like this is going to be his make or break year. So, best wishes to him. And I'm going to get on to one of my favorite players in the NFL, and my favorite player on the Raiders. Okay, favorite players in the NFL. I'm a defensive-minded guy, and these are my 3, I guess, favorite players in the NFL right now. Yeah. Well, the third one is arguable, but he stands out as a top 3 linebacker. Top 3 favorite players in this order. First of all is Luke Kuechly. Second is Khalil Mack. And number 3 is Bobby Wagner. Khalil Mack is the best Raiders player they ever drafted since Charles Woodson. That stands out to me, and could be one of the best players they've drafted. Now, I was watching football, hanging out with some family, and one of my cousins said, "Oh, the Raiders, he's the best player the Raiders have ever drafted." Well, I'm going to hold off on that because you can't be saying that with Howie Long and Fred Biletnikoff there, Hall of Famers. Now, we'll see where Khalil Mack stands in that category in the next, I don't know, 5-6 years. But what I will say is this: for one, 5 sacks against the Broncos, and arguably won that game, coming back from a 12-point deficit at halftime in Mile High City, where the Super Bowl champions played. Yeah, and 15 sacks that year, second only behind J.J. Watt, possibly the best defensive player, or at least defensive lineman of our generation. Yeah, I'm going to say that after that, he's going to make the Hall of Fame. Mark my words. 20 years from now, J.J. Watt will be a Hall of Famer. Mark my words. But on to our Raiders. Another positive note to add, I'm happy with how our offensive line is. Hudson, Penn, Cook, I think Kalimi, Achimele, I'm trying to remember his name without even looking it up. Did I say Hudson? I think Gabe Jackson. He's decent from what I've seen. That offensive line is just, I'm looking forward to how that offensive line is going to do this year. Giving Derek Carr more help. Now on to the games. I'm going to make them brief. First off, there is the New Orleans Saints. Down in New Orleans. Big Easy. Superdome. I anticipate that game going either way. Although I will say that I wouldn't be surprised if our Raiders win. I'm looking up our schedule some more. Second game is against the Falcons. Now that game can go either way too, but I will say this. I can't see our Raiders starting off 0-2. I see our Raiders starting off 1-1. So they're going to win either one of those. So I'm confident our Raiders can beat both of them. And I want to say on a side note that the Falcons, when they were 5-0, I was sold on them winning the NFC South. And although they ended up winning 500 winning percentage, they still let me down. And I want to see the Falcons win as a team, my playoff team. They've always let me down. So nothing against them, but damn it, Falcons. Anyways, there's week 3. I think that's against. Let me look it up. Hold on. Tennessee Titans. I'm confident that our team can beat them. They're still in a rebuilding mode. They'll probably double their 2 wins. They'll probably get like 4 or 5 this year. I was talking with one of my cousin's friends, and he said, "Quest for 6 wins," and I told him that's realistic. I'll give him that. I'm confident our team's gonna beat that team and get 2-1. There's the Baltimore Ravens. That game can go either way. I'll give them a loss. I mean, I'm gonna be realistic. 2 or 3 wins starting the season, I'll take with a smile though. There is the San Diego Chargers at home. I'm confident our team will beat that team. We've seen how manageable the Chargers are. I mean, even when the Raiders were horrible in 2014, our team managed to hang tight with them. And if it wasn't for a turnover in the game against the Chargers in their stadium, the Raiders could have won that game and had their first win. But overall, see your team starting off 3-2, at least. There is the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll say that I think our team's going to sweep either the Chiefs or the Chargers. But you know what? I see our teams falling to 3-3 or 4 wins. I'm be happy with 4-3 either way. By week 6, there's the Jacksonville Jaguars. That team is gonna be teams on the rise. I will give them the credit in saying that Blake Bortles, who to me looks like he's 40, even though he's like, I think, a little bit over half a year older than me. He is going to be a good quarterback. I anticipated making his Pro Bowl by the time the decade's over, and overall I can see our Raiders winning that game. Even on the road, 4-3 in Tampa. Ooh, I think that they might be having a threat with Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston, I want to say that I thought he was going to be, I wouldn't say a Jamarcus Russell, but I anticipated him being a letdown, and he proved me wrong. I'm happy he proved me wrong, and he ended up making the Pro Bowl. I think he went against Carr's team, but our team's going to be having their hands full against him, and I have respect for Levante David and Gerald McCoy, but I think our offensive line can hold it down against them. So I see the Raiders. Let's see. Raiders maybe losing that game. 4 wins still is not bad by week 8. Now the Broncos. Now first of all, I am happy to see our team on a Sunday night game at home for the first time ever since they played on NBC when I've been watching since 2006. The last game they played, ironically, I remember was against the Broncos, and that was a horrible year. 2014, dark years, forgettable years, but that was 10 years ago. I see our Raiders. Trevor Siemian is the starting quarterback. I don't know much about him. I'm confident our team can beat them, so I'll give our team 5 wins by week 9. There's the bye week. They face the Texans in Mexico City, and J.J. Watt is a very formidable player. You've got to double team him. He's the AFC South's Khalil Mack to me, and I see that being a good game. I can see Brock Osweiler having trouble against Raiders again, but it's not going to be a blowout. I see it being like Raiders win by 6-3 in the final 2 minutes. Yes, so let's see. It is going to be 6-4 by then. Carolina Panthers. I'm no fan of Cam Newton. I'm happy the Broncos beat them. Now, although as weird as this feels to say, I'm actually wanting the Panthers to win so that the Raiders can get a better position, but I wouldn't mind seeing Cam lose again. Overall, though, if I had to pick the lesser of the two evils, I'm going to want the Panthers to win now. Paying attention to how good the Raiders are going to be this year. Could be this year. But I don't see them winning against them, so I don't see the Panthers winning. I don't see the Raiders beating the Panthers. I see them being close, but I hope to be proven wrong, but I'll give the Panthers that win. So what are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins at least. 6-6. They face the Buffalo Bills at home. Very manageable game. They've beaten Rex Ryan before, and the Bills. I see Tyrod Taylor making a few plays, but even when the Bills were were in the position for the playoff and the Raiders were horrible, they still beat them. The Bills have a poor record in Oakland. They have about a 20% winning percentage in Oakland overall. And I see our Raiders getting that win. 7 wins by week 12. That's 7-4, 7-6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I say 7? Hold on. I'm recounting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. More like 8. I see 8. I see 8. There's Kansas City and San Diego. I'm gonna not make this video too long. I'll say that one of them's gonna be swept. So I see 9 wins. I see 9 wins by week 15. 9-6. I'll be happy with that. Yeah. There's the Indianapolis Colts. Now, Andrew Luck, to me, on a side note, I'm a fan of him. How can you not like that guy? He compliments players after they hit him. He's a very goofy guy, down to earth, but I'm not going to be rooting for him on Sunday against the Raiders. Game before Christmas in the black hole. Andrew Luck, you're a cool guy, but I want our team to have the win against you, and if I'm there, I'm going to be sure to be making some noise. And I hope to be going to a Raider game this year. It's not unrealistic, but I don't know. Now, to be on a side note, I anticipate our team getting at least 9 wins, but I can see him beating the Colts, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. At least I'll give him like 10 wins. And there's a game against the Broncos. Trevor Siemian isn't going to be that bad, and I see the Broncos being the Raiders once. At least Marcus Ware and Von Miller, one of the best outside linebacker rushing tandems in the NFL. To my recollection, the best pass rushing tandem in the AFC. I think they're going to win that one. Sports Authority Field, whereas end the season against the Broncos. And there you have it. I think that's like at least 10 wins this year. I don't know if y'all looking up Wikipedia to see the schedule. So like 10 wins. They might win the division. Be happy. It's gonna be my first year seeing the Raiders in the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, I'm gonna make sure I get a ticket so I see them for the first time in my life. For all you Raider fans that have seen the Raiders in the playoffs, you are lucky. I've never seen them in the playoffs. I've been a Raider fan since 2004. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story at how I became a Raider fan. So I was a kid and I was wondering what team to like. There's Raiders, Niners. Heard about all kinds of teams. And I was at the lake. I just happened to see a Raider football floating. I just thought, you know what? That's going to be my team right there. And it just happened by chance, but it was really, in a way, a life-changing moment. I've stuck with them through all bad times. And I just want to give a shout out to Jack Del Rio for helping the Raiders climb that ladder. Reggie McKenzie for cleaning up the mess, and this is a coach that, to me, in terms of like the secondary coach, not a head coach, that I want to play for the most. Gosh, I'd love to play for Ken Norton Jr. if I could play. He will get you fired up, and he's looks like a fair guy, good motivator. Yeah, and he was a bad NFL player too. His dad knocked out Muhammad Ali. Did I say knocked out? I meant broke his jaw. Muhammad Ali, though, although I'm no fan of him, I will give him that he was one of the best all time, and at least he lived a while. I don't want to sound tasteless, so I got to give people their credit. And overall, I'll see you after week 1, after the Saints game week 1, and that is it. I've got to get back to studying. I've got a history class I'm looking forward to, so that's that. Go Raiders.